Heel versus face. AJ Styles. AJ Styles has been a heel and a babyface during his tenure in the WWE. And we're back, and today we're going to talk about that. And when he turns heel, well, he joins the club, composing of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, reforming a small bullet club in the WWE. And yes, during also this time that he is a heel, he can do a lot of things. As a heel, such as beat up John Cena, which he made it a trend in 2016. As a heel also, well, he actually battled Shane McMahon, a McMahon who actually fights in the WWE and one of the biggest babyfaces in the McMahon family. And as a heel, well, he done a lot of stuff which are actually memorable. And he is also a WWE champion during his heel tenure. So the times that he is actually a heel, he performed one of his very best performances. And also in 2019 when he turned heel, he won the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, thus completing almost all of the accomplishments that you can actually win in the WWE. He won every major and minor title that is actually displayed for today, except for 2 titles. And that is for 2 respective divisions, and that is for the Universal Championship, which he challenged for 2019 but unfortunately unsuccessful, and for the tag team titles. Well, because he isn't used to have a tag team partner, though he has the club as a tag team that protects him. So comparing AJ Styles heel and babyface run, well, you can see a savage heel in front of you. He will attack the most favored babyfaces on the roster. Well, you have John Cena, Dean Ambrose, which actually during their feud, AJ Styles was more favored by the fans because of Ambrose interview on Stone Cold podcast that people actually turned on him. John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and then when he and Shane McMahon, and then the guys like Ricochet, Rey Mysterio, and even the guys like Jeff Hardy, guys like Daniel Bryan, which he actually feuded with, which I think when he feuded with Daniel Bryan is also a babyface. So yeah, also today, well, he is the one of the contenders for the Intercontinental Championship, which composed of Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, and him. And for today, well, I'm not sure if he will actually go for the Universal Championship or maybe in the future, which I think the program for the Universal title for now is Roman Reigns versus a feud tease with the Fiend. But because they're actually having another feud for the Fiend with Kevin Owens involved, I'm not sure which storyline is actually the Fiend going for. Is the feud for the Fiend versus Kevin Owens is just a one-off, or will he feud with Roman Reigns in the near future? And as for AJ Styles, well, he is still in the WWE and he actually put over Jey Uso in the last episode of SmackDown. Well, they are pushing Jey Uso for months when he actually returned. I mean, yeah, for a month. When his cousin Roman Reigns actually won the Universal Championship as a heel. So going back to AJ Styles, well, he accomplished every major title in WWE except for the Universal Championship and the tag team titles. And of course the Royal Rumble, and not also the King of the Ring. When you think about it, in his 4-year tenure, he is the WWE Champion, United States Champion for 3 times, WWE Champion for 2 times, Intercontinental Champion. And most of the accomplishment happens actually when he was a heel. But as a babyface, he is very likable by the fans. And actually during the times that he is actually a babyface, well, that's the tenure that he actually had the title for a whole year or almost near a year, which he defended it. And of course, we all know the ending that Daniel Bryan won the title by low blowing the champion AJ Styles, which actually people, well, they turned Daniel Bryan heel because some actually turned on him when he returned and called the same run. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for babyface versus heel. He has a lot of accomplishments regardless of any role. He won the United States Championship also as a face. Well, he has a lot of accomplishments. And as a heel, he feuded also with The Undertaker, one of the respected legends in the industry. And also, people are assuming that that was his final match in the WWE as the American Badass, and he buried AJ Styles. I mean, in WrestleMania, because they have this semi-buried alive match, which the graveyard match, which is actually buried alive, but cinematic version. So as a heel, well, he actually competed with a lot of legends in the industry of the WWE, and him, one of being the most respected guys in the indie circuit. When he was actually brought to the WWE actually signed him, unlike the other indie talents, while he actually got a great push regardless of his role. As a babyface or as a heel, while he's either on a huge program with a legend or competing for the title, or even in mid-card, while he is still doing unlike those other stars from the indies. Guys like Shinsuke, Cesaro, Sami Zayn. I know Sami Zayn is the Intercontinental Champion, but it actually took him 5 years or 4 years to get the title. Bobby Lashley, when he returned, even though he competed for the WWE Championship, well, he never still won the big one in WWE. If you count the ACW Championship, well, yeah. So, as for AJ Styles, well, as a babyface, he is liked by the fans. And also, when you see him as a heel, well, chants are always for him. People are chanting for his name because of his wrestling abilities. Well, because of his unique offense, though, there's a lot of high flyers in the WWE. But if you consider his wrestling abilities, he can actually switch from a high flyer to this brute puncher or brute strength type of guy. Well, he competed for a lot of championships in the WWE. And as a babyface, well, he is very liked by the fans. He actually gathered cheers in every arena, and his theme song is great. In the WWE, when you heard the Phenomenal, you want to see him. Fans wanted to see him regardless of his allegiances. And also, it's this to take note that during his heel, just like what I said, during his heel persona, he always bring Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows by his side and actually help the two get more screen time, because if he is actually face, I think they have lesser interactions. When the club was actually face, I mean Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they actually tag team with Finn Balor and instead of AJ Styles, because I think during that time also AJ Styles is busy for the WWE Championship and the three was actually on Raw. So AJ Styles as a babyface, he's very liked by the fans. He's getting cheered, and when he makes the moves, people go and make themselves, they are actually amazed by this moveset, the high flying abilities, even by his age of 40 plus. And when you see him compete, people actually want to record every second of the match. They want to tune in for the next amazing move. When you see him on the indies during his previous time on TNA and especially the 2005s, you will see a lot of moves then. Comparing to now, you will see a lot of moves that he doesn't do anymore just to protect himself now. But when you look at those moves, you will be amazed by his performances because he doesn't do it as a half-assed job, but instead he do it perfectly to the core. And as a heel, he gather heat, but people recognizes him. That's why I told you earlier, people are still cheering for him. And of course, we all know that they feuded him with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, which the crowd actually supported Styles instead of those former Shield members. And also when he feuded with a lot of superstars, people are actually supporting him, regardless of his allegiances. And also that's it for this episode. Well, for him, even though babyface or a heel, people will come and support him as for all the wrestlers unless they found something that they aren't interested in, or they feel that the wrestler, well, they don't like him or her when they don't wrestle that much, or when they wrestle, well, let's just say that she or he actually botches a lot, and people hated that when they see AJ Styles botch. Well, look at 2016 or 2017 when AJ Styles almost had the botch with James Ellsworth. Well, he saved the style clash for Ellsworth, and he actually made the move much safer, and he was actually not injured, unlike those guys in the WWE when they injured, which is accidentally injured their co-workers. And as a babyface, well, he performs on a daily basis. People actually tune into his promos, and when he has actually this beat up John Cena hashtag, people are actually doing that and screaming hashtag beat up John Cena. And that's it for this episode. Did you like this episode? I'm sorry that this episode is short because, well, it is only 4 years, and considering that, well, as a babyface or as a heel, he still has the same characteristics. Instead, when he changes allegiances, he actually panders to the crowd or berates them regardless of his role. Well, yeah, and he actually performs the greatest of the matches when he actually arrived to the WWE. So that's it for this episode. I'm sorry that I did not have a long episode for this, but we're actually having a face versus heel episode again for tomorrow, and for tomorrow we're going to have The Undertaker as for our episode, and we're going to talk about the Attitude Era Undertaker up to his retirement, which actually it will be long. So thank you for watching, guys, and this is Mike Rata, and thank you for helping me reach 1000 subs. Subscribe for more videos, and don't skip the ads, and ring the bell to have more notifications to my channel. Thank you and have a good day.